Hey guys, Joker right here, and yes, I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited, because if you haven't heard already, Star Wars Episode 7 has been confirmed. Woo! I am so excited. I'm like doing backflips here. I honestly did not think that I would live to see another Star Wars movie, or at least I would be a lot older than I am now. Woo. This is huge news, guys. Seriously. I'm preaching to the choir here, but seriously, I'm so excited. Earlier today, Disney bought Lucasfilm for I think around $4 billion, and they confirmed that there will be a Star Wars Episode 7 coming out in 2015. George Lucas will only be attached as a consultant this time, not as a director or producer. So, yeah, this is huge news. First off the bat, George Lucas will not be directing this installment in the franchise. So, hopefully that'll turn out good, because people have kind of have Lucas phobia now after the prequel trilogies. They're like, okay, maybe it's time for you to step down. And he said that, he feels it's time for a new generation of filmmakers to take on Star Wars, so he's passing on the mantle. And so, hopefully that'll be a good thing, that, he won't be as controlling of this trilogy of movies as he was of the last trilogy. Yeah, and that goes on to my other point, because if you saw my To the Man Cave of why I love Star Wars, you know that one of the concerns that I pointed out was that I was kind of afraid that in the future, Star Wars may kind of stagnate and get convoluted, like some of the major comic franchises like DC and Marvel, and that Star Wars, needed some fresh, I guess you could say, fresh supply of content to keep it going. And so now we have another Star Wars movie coming out. Yeah, I am super psyched for this. It's been, when it comes out, it'll been 10 years since Revenge of the Sith came out. And Lucas back then said, this is the final Star Wars movie, you're not getting another one. So that kind of, killed all the fanboys' dreams and hopes. And I have so many questions, that were likely going to be left unanswered for a few years now, on this new movie, and just the potential it has to be something like, to be the largest entertainment event of all time. Thinking about this, back in the 70s when Star Wars created, it wasn't imagined as being a saga, Lucas thought it would just be, kind of one-shot deal, and he had his fun as directing a Hollywood movie, but then it just became huge, out of nowhere, and so then they made the sequels, obviously, and then there's the huge gap between the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy, where it's just like, okay, I want to go back and tell how things led up to this. But now here we are. Disney's has control of the Star Wars franchise now, and as you obviously, they also have control of Marvel. Because one of my worries when Disney bought Marvel was, kind of like Spider-Man and Iron Man be all getting together, singing "Kumbaya" and doing the Circle of Life. But obviously, they did not do that, as Disney showed off with the awesome Avengers movie. So that has me really hopeful and really optimistic for how they're going to handle the new Star Wars. I'm guessing they haven't said anything besides Episode 7. But obviously, they can't just have a single-shot movie. Star Wars comes in trilogies, of course. So, this has potential not only to be a new trilogy of movies, but a whole new saga of movies. Can you imagine a well-connected narrative that's spread out over 6 different movies? This, like I said, this has the potential to be the largest, entertainment event of all time. Think like Lord of the Rings times 2 in size of, epicness, scale, and like size of story. And obviously, Star Wars has always been about the big action. Back in the day, it was about the big action, and it still is. The Clone Wars, got the big set piece battles and stuff. And thinking, 3 years down the road, how CGI technology will have evolved and changed by then. I mean, this could be just like huge, immense scale of action. I mean, just like thinking about it is like blowing my mind. I mean, I hope I'm conveying my message clearly to you guys, and that you guys are getting an idea of what I'm talking about. I mean, this is going to be huge. Another question, obviously, is when this new movie will take place. Is it after the original trilogy? Before it? For a long time, I had hoped that they would make an Episode 7. They would continue the story of the original trilogy characters, but of course now, 30 years on, the actors and actresses are obviously a bit old to be, just picking up where they left off. So maybe it'll take place in time in the New Republic. Maybe the movie will be about maybe some of the events in Star Wars that happened on later after the original trilogy. Maybe like the Vong War, the Vu Vong. I can never pronounce the alien species, but you guys know what I'm talking about. The Vong and that war. Because if they did try and bring back like the original cast, then obviously they would be playing a much older versions of themselves. Beyond that, maybe they'll try and do it like in between the trilogies, which I kind of really don't want them to, because it feels like that territory has also been treaded a good bit. Obviously, the Force Unleashed games, a ton of EU. And it seems that also for after the original trilogy, there's a ton of EU, so it doesn't leave a lot of room to mess with the original cast of characters. So it seems like the two most likely options for when this would be set will either be in like the Old Republic, like Knights of the Old Republic era Star Wars, or maybe like Legacy era Star Wars, like 100 or so years after the original trilogy. I don't know, but there's like so many options, that are open. And again, it could take place, maybe in the same time in the original trilogy. You never know. Maybe just be about a different set of characters. Which again, I hope they don't do that, because it feels like that's already been, we've already seen that. So yeah, the gate's wide open for when this movie and potential trilogy / saga of movies will take place. Also, are we going to see any returning characters? And if so, who are they? Again, like I already addressed the topic of if this is set maybe like 50 years after the original trilogy or something, and we get some of them. Maybe like Mark Hamill or Harrison Ford or Carrie Fisher, and they come back, as older versions of their characters. And that would definitely be really groovy. Also, but pretty much that's like the only way that we would get to see some of the returning characters as older versions of themselves. Also, who will the new protagonist be? Again, most likely not going to be anybody that we've seen before, because that would just be like rehashing the past. Who the new antagonist will be. I'm kind of hoping that it'll be. I'm kind of hoping to see some stormtroopers again. Honestly, again, the Legacy era stormtroopers are still around. The Empire's like a newer Empire is around, so maybe they'll do that. You never know. So again, the door is wide open, but I just really again, it would be cool to see some things that we're familiar with again, but Star Wars is always about hitting you in the face with something new, something that you've never seen before. So I'm hoping that they'll that they'll continue to innovate like they have in the past. Um, yeah, I mean, also, so yeah, this has the potential to either end in tragedy or triumph. I mean, either way, I don't see it being like some kind of middle ground, because either this will be a great new step for Star Wars, of some fresh new people behind it, with bringing new ideas to the table while still retaining what we loved from the other movies, or it could, be horrible and add some things that you didn't need, Jar Jar, but and just maybe just like be too repetitive, or just show us the same stuff that we've done before and things. So again, I'm very optimistic for Episode 7. Again, coming out in 2015. Only 3 more years, people. 3 more years. That's crazy. I mean, if somebody told me yesterday that Episode 7 was coming out in 2015, I would have punched them in the face and said, "You're a damn liar." But wow, I mean, this is like put a new fire in my spirit that I never thought was possible. Star Wars is back on the big screen, and I hope that you guys are excited too. And please feel free to tell me what you think. Are you excited for Episode 7? What do you think that Disney's going to do? All that jazz. I really love to hear back from you guys and what you think. So, yeah. Wow. I just can't get over the spectacle of it. A new Star Wars movie. Never thought I'd see that until at least another 20 years or so down the road. Like the gap in between the original and prequel movies. So yeah, Episode 7. What else can you say? Awesome. So leave me your feedback in the comment section below. Rate, and if you liked the video, and if you didn't, sorry. I'll do my best next time. I'll try harder. But so yeah, Episode 7. Spread the word, tell your family, tell your friends, tell random people you bump into in the street, spread the awareness that Star Wars is back in business, yes. So, thank you guys for watching. As always, this is Joker Fett, signing out. Bye.